Hello, everyone. I can't tell you how happy I am because I am actually getting to film out here in the, you know, in the general area at what I consider my desk, which is all pink. I've made it entirely pink, but yeah, I'm getting to film at my desk. And everyone is a work in progress. This was on a Kleenex box and I kept it. And this is so true. And in line with that today, I am going to be these were the other colored colored pencil coloring book items that I plan on selling in my Ko-fi shop for anyone to download and to color in real life hard copy, to print out on cardstock or printer paper, or heck, see if you can load watercolor paper into your printer, and if it'll print on that, that'd be kind of neat. Um but yeah, you can color it up, in the computer even if you want, but these are my coloring book items, and I decided I would go ahead and show these off. I need to erase this one, so I'm going to do that on camera real quick here. This video is probably going to be pretty quick, and maybe the next two or three after this. There's this too, and I thought that was real pretty. And then there's this. And I had these images for years, and I wanted to do something with them. And then there's this, which is so incredibly old. These were some bearded irises that, oh my gosh, this is from the late 90s, literally. This is a picture that I did in the late 90s, and I never got around to coloring it. At least I managed to finally just now, within the past month, finish this, not finish it, but at least do a line drawing of this. So this is all ready and done, and all I have to do is photograph it and put it up for sale in my, Ko-Fi shop. And the same with this. This is already erased and done and finished and ready to be used as a coloring book item also. So there you go. I'm going to have a whole series of butterflies, and I'm going to have a whole series of flowers. Maybe the flowers, definitely the butterflies, but maybe some flowers. So after I've uploaded a few of them, I am going to be selling them in like an entire pack, so you don't have to buy them one at a time. But if you want, you can buy them one at a time. Um, I don't think I'm going to be able to offer a discount or much of a discount, but you can either buy them either as a whole pack, or maybe not so much, I don't know, or singularly. Here, I'll put that to the side. That's kind of an image right there. So now I'm going to go ahead, and you can't really see it on camera, but there's these little just bits of drawing is what it is, bits of pencil and whatnot. And I worked really hard on these, figuring out the designs and the patterns, and then trying to figure out how to ink it, and even how to ink the border. That was a really big thing to me too. So I'm still not sure about the shadow down here. It's like, should I kind of make this grayscale and kind of color that in semi, or I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, but I absolutely love this just escapism channel, and being able to enjoy as much as I possibly can. So I can't tell you how happy I am that it's all quiet here at the moment, and the TV is off, and I actually get to use my beautiful pink desk. you know. And also, for those of you who are going, "Oh my gosh, why are you erasing? You're ruining it. You're ruining it." No, no. Artists, you have to use your eraser. I know that there's a lot of people that will say, "Oh, never erase on watercolor paper. Never use an eraser on anything that you're about to put watercolor on, put acrylic on, put markers on." You know, and I just, from my personal experience, and maybe it's because I used some of the cheapest materials out there, I have not noticed anything. any real difference. There is definitely a difference if you soak your paper first in water, um, which is, you know, supposedly like removing the sizing in it or whatever, versus just going right in on it and just painting without, you know, soaking it first. The watercolor does act and react differently if you soak your paper first versus not soaking it. You know, not, they call it stretching it, I guess. Um, and I don't know, because the paper doesn't really stretch or anything. It doesn't get any bigger, you know. And I thought, well, why don't, if you're going to be stretching your paper in the first place, why not put the stretching thing to good use and just do a wash, you know, like a background wash all over your paper, you know, because I usually get the paper that wet anyway. And that's kind of what I ended up doing. But, you know, except for, quote, stretching your paper ahead of time, I haven't found any difference between erasing and, you know, using an eraser on watercolor paper versus not using an eraser on watercolor paper. That doesn't make any difference at all. The stretching it kind of makes a difference. It depends, but not by that much. And there is one thing I found, that if you stretch your paper ahead of time, you won't be able to layer as many layers of watercolor on it. The paper will fall apart faster. That is a problem that I found. Oh, oh man, I hope I didn't get my head in the shot. Sorry if I did. Give me a second here. I never even thought of whether or not I was getting my head in the shot. So there, that's all fixed up. A lot cleaner and better off than it was. So there's that. And now I'll go ahead and I'll erase this. I really do get into my erasing. You know, it really is kind of like a big deal for me. As funny as that is, it really is kind of a big deal. Because it takes like my whole body to do it, you know, all my strength and everything. At least I'm trying to stay out of the shot this time. Trying not to film myself while at the same time I'm having to film myself because, you know, my hands. I have no choice but to show off my hands, you know, for better or for worse. I think it's for better. Well, this is turning out pretty good. Thankfully, the initial sketch lines were incredibly light. So, and I'm glad that I was able to clean this up so incredibly well. This is actually cardstock. So that's why if you noticed a difference in the paper, which I don't know if you can notice it on camera, there's so many things that do not translate on camera. And if you're going to show it, you literally have to film it at certain angles and certain depths and with specific lighting and everything. You need to literally show off that specific part of it, kind of like the bumpiness, the manufactured in roughness of oh dear, that corner's all wet and now ruined. The manufactured roughness of, you know, cold press watercolor paper, as they call it. you know, if you put the camera at the right angle and have the lighting just right, you can actually show off, you know, the roughness and how deep the little, I don't know what you want to call it, holes and everything go. But yeah. But yeah, this is cardstock. This is cardstock. And I like cardstock. I like cardstock the best, but it's also the best for, you know, it's the best for cheap inking. The only other thing that I can think of that would be better than this is Bristol board, which is obviously really good. I mean, but Bristol board is meant for inking like this. Bristol board is nice and just, it's like a glass sort of smoothness. And it's exactly what you want for, you know, making highly detailed images like this out of markers, you know, and you don't want the marker to be blending really. Where you put it is where you want it to stay. And that's the nice thing about Bristol board is it's incredibly, well, like this, even though it's really smooth and slick, it doesn't have, it's not like what I've been told marker paper is like, where marker paper, it actually has like a gloss on it that makes it so that it's like your marker, at least for a short amount of time, is movable and blendable, kind of like a watercolor, until it dries. And it will even take a little while to dry. With something like this and Bristol board, the marker actually soaks into the fibers of the paper, and you give a nice sharp clean line like this. But there is no blending. You cannot blend on this. It takes a lot of, I don't know what, because I don't work with marker, but more than likely it takes a lot of work and knowledge in something, you know, how to blend markers on something like Bristol board or cardstock. So, but if you use, you know, something that has like a gloss on it, instead of, you know, this plain open paper like most paper, if you use something like a gloss on it that's more almost like it's covered in plastic, that will work quite a lot better when it comes to wanting to blend your markers. So yep, so this is a short, very short little video. There's not much to show. I wanted to do this in my, you know, at my desk. So there you go. There's that. That's all done, and I'll just go ahead and show off the other things at the moment. That. And this. And this. And you know, if anyone wants to turn these into a tattoo, be my guest. I don't know why, but suddenly I was like, ooh, this would be a really good tattoo. You know? I don't know. To each their own. To each their own. Anyway, you know, I can't get I don't have any money for a tattoo, first and foremost. But then I'm allergic to so many things, and I don't have the health. So it's like, darn. Yeah. Apparently, if you got bad kidneys, do not get near tattoos. Apparently, that just, ooh, that ruins you. But anyway, yeah. So everyone is a work in progress. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. On the next one. Bye.